Hello, welcome to the introduction segment of a series of training videos that I'll be creating surrounding Alteryx, and more specifically, Alteryx Intermediate. I've been training data analysts for quite a while and have a number of classes that I put together, and I decided to clean up this class for the Daisy Hill data analysts and make it available as a short series of videos as opposed to an in-person class. So what is Alteryx Intermediate training going to do? Well, first, let's just simply talk a little bit about Alteryx. As you know, Alteryx is very powerful. It's good to go there and just simply build workflows and understand how pieces of workflows are put together, and to be able to do it yourself and to learn what the different widgets do, how you link them together, some of the basic rules for doing that, and overall just how Alteryx works. So this is a set of training videos that will be hands-on, and the assumption is that you are comfortable with the very basics of input and output and using Alteryx in general, and we'll skip by some of those pieces and go on to the more in-depth parts of Alteryx. What we're going to talk about is 6 different things in these videos, and each one will be a separate video by itself. We'll be creating a data profile, generating a keyword text file, calculating a weight change by date, which is fun. Going to do a little bit of reporting just to get you comfortable with the reporting tools that Alteryx has available for you. We'll work on identifying categories, which, if you follow some of my other videos, are dealing with non-equijoins. And then finally, we will be generating patients by date, and these patients happens to be puppies at the veteran. So that's the data set I'll be using. I haven't used it in any of my videos before, so it's been developed and modified simply for this part of the class. And as such, this is the Daisy Hill Puppy Veterinarian Encounters, where our puppies have gone to different vets and we've tracked what's going on with them. And this does not contain any puppy identifying information, so you can share it and you can see all of it that's on there. I'm not so sure whether HIPAA applies to puppies or not, but we'll assume that it does. The workflows that I build, as well as the supporting data, will be available on my Google Drive, and we'll talk about that in just another moment. So you'll be able to follow along. That's sort of like what I like to see the analysts do in my training, which is not just sit there and listen to me talk or watch me do things, but try to do it themselves. So as such, I'll be going slowly through the presentations and the simple workflows and allowing you to continue along. And as always, please subscribe to my videos. This will allow you to see when each of these subsequent classes has been released for this series, as well as give you a chance to drop in any comments that you might have along the way. So let's talk for a moment, just as a refresher, getting help while you're using Alteryx. It's always good to remind you that Alteryx has a very, very strong presence on the internet with their Alteryx Designer and other parts of it. Hopefully you're very familiar with getting to the Alteryx community, which allows you to post questions and find other questions that people have posted, as well as people sort of chime in on these. I follow along with these as well in my spare time, and to drop in some solutions for people that might have some of the simple or complex problems that I feel I can lend my assistance with. If you've been here, you go ahead and create yourself an account. It is free so that you can go in and see what's going on, but also allows you to browse. But if you are familiar with there an Alteryx or any of the Alteryx pages, inside of the support, you go into help documentation. Down here in Designer, which is what we're working on, click on Get Started. And this brings up a really nice interactive help platform so that if you want to look at any of the specific widgets, you can see them by grouping. and you can navigate yourself around here and find information that you might need, including the functions. So it's a good idea to go ahead and add this to your favorites somewhere so that you can get back to it and can refer to it on a regular basis. But I always like to show people how to find it. Let's talk a little bit about my class file directory. If you've been watching some of my videos, I've talked about out here on the Google Drive. I have created this as a publicly accessible Google Drive, so you can read anything or see anything that I have on here. So what we can see in here is there's a new directory. This is where the Data Hill Alteryx share is, but this is also the Alteryx training. As you can see, nothing's here yet. We're just starting this today. So as I go through this process, I will slowly add files and workflows into this directory. So go ahead and bookmark this and get access to it. So to help you get access to the data files that I've stored on my Google Drive, specifically for the support of my videos that I generate, if you go to my YouTube channel and search on it for Google, it'll bring up this video as well as some of the other ones, which shows you how to access my Google Drive so that you can see the files that I've shared, as well as how you can directly read and write to a Google Drive in case you have that need or want to do that with my data. So please go ahead and check out this video and get access so that you can follow along in class as we go. So that's pretty much the introduction. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, any suggestions for what you would like to see outside of what I've already put out there for the syllabus, it can be dynamic as all of my presentations are. And the next video, which should be coming out here fairly soon, has to do with this first section, which will be creating a data profile so you can begin your data analytics journey with your data set, and it'll help explain the Daisy Hill Puppy Veterinarian Visits data set that we'll be using in most of this class. So go ahead, subscribe, drop any comments. I hope you come back in a few days when I have the next video posted.